Oi, you are a lot smarter than your parents. Now, the humble people among you will say, "What are you talking about?" Or those ones that get offended easily, that statement that I just made, right, will cause you confusion or a hatred toward me. You are smarter than your parents for the simple fact that in the technological, bro, in the information age, we are in the information age. And unlike most of our parents, right, the ideas we share, right, are very in your face. It could range from anal sex to uh, deep spiritual, existential matters. It could range. A lot of our parents never really sat down and sit with these tough questions and discuss them. In fact, we are a lot smarter because of the environment that is created. We're not smarter, right? Just because we're smarter. We are smarter because of the environment. We are smarter because of the uh, questions and answer rituals that we are involved in that they were never involved in. We are a lot smarter because there are those among us. Maybe the smart people existed in their times, but there were no internet, there were no apps, there were no social medias in order for them to express some of these concerns about life or share, self-improvement tips or share business tips where they could just flick on the phone and get shitloads of information for some random guy from some random corner of the world. No, they had to go to universities. And from the universities, maybe the curriculums were limited. And so you see, when I tell people that you are a lot smarter than your parents, it should free you. It shouldn't offend you. It shouldn't say so much about your family or your parents. It shouldn't give you this. You have to have humility. Humble yourself. It's just how it is, man. Right now, right? You're probably like, if you're, I don't know how old you are, you're probably still struggling with your parents, where you're fighting, right? You're fighting for your life about what you want to do, and they think that they figured it out, right? What you should do, and it's often the most safest option for the immigrants' kids. You feel me, bro? I don't have to bang on this topic about what I'm saying. But for some of you, it is true. You don't have to be a child of an immigrant. But we are fighting our parents for the simple fact that we live in a new age, the digital age, where we have a endless abundance of choices, endless options of careers path, create a path that you can take if you are driven enough and consistent. You may, not even may, you will definitely achieve your set goal, your set criteria, your version of success. And I think if most people were to be honest to be honest with themselves, unless you're just really a flat out dumb cunt, bro, and your parents are like much more like smarter than you, then I guess this topic is not for you. But for most of you, that 98% of you, this is pretty much true. You have outgrown your parents simply for the fact that we have these things, these phones, bro. We have more balls than their generation, the baby boomers generations. We're more expressive. No knowledge is off the tables. Like I told you, I was watching a video about anal sex without shame because I wanted to know. Back then, to the baby boomers, this conversation of anal sex would be, oh, why are we even discussing that topic to begin with? They'll shy away. But because our generation doesn't shy away, it has resulted in many people actually being more intelligent than their own parents. And the problem being is that they don't want to admit it to themselves. Like, look at you, bro. Look at you and look at them. And then say, I'm lying. Right now, you probably thought of some crazy way to make money. You've thought of some, way to like advance our civilization. As ambitious that sound, it is true. Most of you have thought of ways to advance us. It could be creatively. It doesn't have to be with inventions only or science. You have you have these big dreams that you can't even explain to your parents at all. Most of you cannot explain to your parents some of your big ideas because to them it'll just sound like magic. And then again, I have to come back to this and I have to give them props. They did not grow up like us. They did not have information at their fingertips like we do. They did not have ease access to things. You have ease access to information. If it's the clear web or the deep web, you know how to access all of it. Most of them had to literally open hard copy books, had to go to schools, specific schools, to learn specific things about business in a curriculum that is outdated. Whereas, unless you're going to school, high school or primary school, the curriculum doesn't exist. You can choose right now to just flick on your computer and learn some course somewhere. True? Watch some course. You don't have to even go to class to be in person. You don't even need somebody next to you to do something. It could all be digitally done, and you will have that you will have receipts for completing whatever it is that you're doing, or certification. Certifications are basically receipts. Most of you are a lot smarter than your parents, bro. I'm making this video to say trust yourself. Trust this random guy on the internet from Australia. Hmm? Trust yourself enough and believe in yourself enough to know that not just only your parents, even some of the giants of our past history, some of the notable people that you look up to, you can just be like them, bro, if you just believe that. And I don't want you to just believe it blindly. It should be evident to you that you are working towards something greater. The only problem I see is the self belief. Your parents do not know best. When you were a kid, when you were a kid, they did well. They raised you. You're probably alive. You got both limbs. mm, Assuming you still got your head on. They didn't neglect you to the point where you're somehow abusing yourself. Then know that you have all the tools. The only thing missing is to be honest with yourself. Look around you, and you can see very clearly your parents do not know jack shit, bro. I don't care if you're a child of immigrants. I don't care where you are in the world, unless your dad is. There was a guy I admire. If that guy was my dad, then I probably can't say that I'm smarter than that guy. But fuck no, you know. But our parents are not as smart as we think. You can be humble. You can do all that humility shit. You can look to them sometime for help. That's actually fine. I do encourage that too. So don't think you can do it on your own. Sometimes it's probably best to ask for a little help. But there's two type of people in this world. Those that gotta ask and those who make it happen themselves. If you don't make anything happen yourself and you don't believe what I'm telling you, that you are smarter than your parents, then you will always be asking your parents what you should do. You'll be asking them for money. You'll be asking them for things. They'll always be holding your hands. And for as long as they hold your hands, they control your fucking life. So the best thing now, my best advice to the people that follow me, to the cattle head gangs, not the casual viewers. Yes, love your parents, respect them, yes. But understand, you have an advantage just by the age you are born in. You have an advantage, a stronghold on your future. Now I ask you, who do you want to be? Those that ask or those who make it happen themselves? If you gotta make it, if you one of those people who want to make it happen themselves, you have to be honest. You are a lot smarter than those people that you gotta ask from. Or if you want to be humble, go and continue to ask your parents for directions, for guides, for money, for whatever it is that you want. But you'll find a lot more happiness, a lot more peace if you break away from them. Give them their flowers, yes. Appreciate them, yes. But know that they don't know jack shit. Most of us gotta be honest with ourselves, bro. Our parents live in the old age, these baby boomers. They're from a different generation. The CPU, the computer RAM has progressed. It has improved, bro. If you play video game, think of the games you used to play when you were a kid, and think about the improvement that has been made with these game engines. It's basically the same thing. Everything improves. You understand? If you play FIFA, remember the first FIFA? The ball physics was shit. The movement was shit. Now look at the ball physics. Remember San Andreas? Look at GTA 6. Everything improves. You just got to be humble enough, right? To know that you're arrogant. I know that makes no sense now, but it will. Take care.